I'm not talking about the 110 Warframes, the Stug, or any other weapons and items you could use and still be good. I'm talking about the niche ass items and things that I wish I could use more because they are freaking cool, but I either can't because they're too niche, or I literally can't get the situation that it would be required. Starting off with Railjack. You go through this entire storyline to get your ship, build it up into an absolute destroyer, and then poof, you burn through the entire Railjack star chart and it's just decorational now. I have a full crew that can annihilate the Corpus and Grineer in their prime, and they're filing for EI because of how little work they do. Well, I guess they'd be doing that anyways because I don't pay them, but you get the point. And then they added Sirius and Orion, and I was very excited to finally have a reason to have a decked out Railjack. Except I load into the mission and apparently I can't even use it because I had to use this hunk of junk instead. It definitely does make it a lot easier for new players to get into the swing of things if they want to grind for Sirius and Orion, but I still feel like I should have the option to use my own Railjack in these missions. On the topic of Railjack, you know I had to talk about Intrinsics. On-call crew is one of the most useful things you could ever get. I'm not complaining too much about that, but the rest of the Intrinsics are basically wasted because Railjack is just not a viable endgame. The rewards just don't match the amount of time you have to spend. You could point out the Arcwing and the Necromech Intrinsics are useful, but those also don't appear in much content either. I can't summon my mech in regular missions, just these difficult ones, and to even do that I gotta go to this terminal while my teammates clear everything anyways. In the end I don't even use it that much, even though I sunk hours into making it the gold standard. Heck, I even did a full Orphix clear in the void just so I could justify the time I spent on this thing. The Ruby Intrinsics are in the same boat. Operator health and speed are useful, but everything else is the Ruby coded and I'd rather not farm that game mode every week. After maxing them out, they don't benefit me in significant ways at all. See, I actually maxed them out just so I could hunt Eidolons more effectively. If you know, you know. But then Eidolons became pretty much obsolete with the focus changes anyways, so my Idol hunting loadout definitely has a thick layer of dust on nowadays. Oh, and you know, Tauron Strikes. Unless I'm running an extremely long mission or I'm running enough initial Tauron Strike charge to power a small city, I never get the chance to use it. The payoff takes too long, and even when I do use it, it's the most underwhelming thing ever. Oh yeah, you can do 1.5 million damage to all enemies in this vicinity for 8 seconds, but your teammates are already doing 8 million damage to enemies in China on the other side of the world while having a baguette in Paris every second without any limitations. It takes 3 seconds to activate, and by that time, all the enemies are gone. There is one Tauron Strike that's objectively really cool though and doesn't rely on teammates to be useful, except it actually does. Nidiri's Tauron Strike lets you revive dead allies, even in game modes where death is permanent. Being the savior of the dead is literally the coolest thing ever, and you would think I would get a lot of chances to use it, but no. Either it's transference distortion, or the moment I have Nidiri equipped in an EDA or ETA, suddenly, best luck ever, we have 2 Revenants and a Dante on the same team, so we're all immortal, except I am somehow still finding ways to die, so I am actually the maiden in need for a Nidiri Tauron Strike in the end. Same with Oberon. I take Oberon into a game to become a god that presides over life and death, and while my teammates are apparently on the chassis level, I can dodge every lethal shot taken at them. And I know this is gonna sound like a waiter, my lobster. It's just so buttery, and my steak, it's just way too juicy. But honestly guys, in my experience, if you're on the North America or some other populated server, if you're doing the EDA on Sunday, that's when all the hardcore gamers are coming out and they will carry you. That's all you gotta do, you just gotta do it on Sunday. Don't quote me on that though, it only works like maybe 30% of the time. Limbo's healing augment is a bit in the same boat. When I first read about this thing, I thought it would be useful if the target was just in the rift plane, but apparently it only works on banish, making it useful only for defense and rescue targets, and even then only select few. I would be happy if banish could be used on objectives as well, but nope. The amount of times a defense target is a targetable NPC is so little it's non-existent. It's a really powerful augment, but the lack of possible ways to use it is extremely crippling. And for the record, I thought using Cataclysm on a defense target would activate it, but again, it's tied only to banish. Finally, there's your heavy weapon. You know, the arc gun that takes 5 seconds to call down is supposed to be this strong, powerful weapon, isn't strong. The rewards for putting any effort into my art gun are much poorer than any regular weapon. It is disappointing, but it is still usable, so maybe my complaints are actually moot. Hey, you know me, I love my loadouts, but for some reason, vehicle loadouts aren't tied to loadout slots, and every time I change it, it changes it for all of my setups. If you think that's bad, it also doesn't save your necromech's loadout. If I change the gun for my necromech on one loadout, it changes it for all of my vehicle loadouts, because apparently those don't count as vehicles, even though it literally is one. This might legitimately be a bug, but it's been around for longer than I have been playing, so I'm just a bit fed up about it. And that's some of the things that I wish I could use more often in Warframe, but are so niche that I never can. Either my teammates are gods, or the rewards just aren't enough to justify investing into, which is super frustrating, but I get it. They can't invest their time into everything in the game to cater to a small group of players. Anyways, I'd love to hear some of the things you would love to use more but never get the opportunity to. But in the meantime, thank you for watching and have a great day.